Good afternoon, Dr. Webb. Today we're going to go over Chapter 11, which discussed both how to program and what rep to use in your concerts and for your rehearsals for your students. And it also does go over some things about method books. The first thing that it does go over is different guidelines for choosing music. There's a few different guidelines here. One of the first things is you want to know your goals and your objectives of the group. So you want to know like what is your goal or what is your group striving for this concert cycle? Are they trying to learn more rhythms? Do you want them to learn like a different key? Do you want them to be able to play more melodically? Do you want them to be able to play with vibrato? A lot of these things you would find pieces with the different kind of things you want in them. So having to have your goals for that. Another thing could be like what style of music or like goals in that sense. Like, do you want them to learn about a different style of music? Maybe you can then incorporate the music you're giving them, and then with a lesson, or if you want to teach them about like different types of composers, if you want to teach them about like different female composers or people like that, or just different countries in general, you can then like have that as a goal to both teach your students about where their music is coming from and also play it. That could also then incorporate style and periods. Obviously, another important thing could be when the music was made, and that style of music and how they want to play it. Another thing is like if the students want to play a certain kind of music, if there's a piece they really like, there's like a classical piece they really like, something that'll get the students really to enjoy their music and to be happy with what they're playing. You can also always have them play something different or like a jazz piece, something that they're not used to. Again, they can then maybe even learn simple improv things that they can do, and then they can learn like swung rhythms and things like that. Another thing you need to be aware of is the ability levels of the group. You need to make sure they're able to play these pieces. Obviously, you want to have the ZPD in mind, right? You don't want to pick a piece that they can immediately play right away. You don't want to have all of your pieces on a concert be like that. So a lot of times, I believe, Dr. Webb, I've heard you say this, that you want them to have a piece where that's right in their range, and then an easier piece. Maybe that can even be a piece that's more fun for them. And then you want to have a more difficult piece that you're going to be spending a lot of the time on. Another thing you have to consider is both what else are you playing on that concert, and then what kind of concert is it. Like, you don't want to be playing a Christmas piece on a spring concert, or you don't want to play like Taylor Swift if it's not a Pops concert, really. So the factor of what kind of concert is it is another very important factor as well, and what you're playing. So say you already have a slow piece, maybe you don't want to do a second slow piece, or say you already have two fast pieces, maybe you don't want to have only fast pieces. Having that slow piece in the middle is a good thing, but then again, you also don't want to have too many of these slow pieces. The chapter does go over method books. I can go over that a little bit. I know this is something that we talked about a lot last semester. A lot of the things you want is you want to make sure that the content matches what you want to teach the students and it is aligned with your goals. Another thing to look at is the structure, how it's made, like how often are they spending on certain topics, and then like what topics are they doing, and then how often are they switching topics, and then the order of the topics. Another thing you want to look at is the way the book looks and design of the book. Is it overly colorful? Does it have text? Is it a lot of text? Is it almost too much text for the students? Will the students be engaged while reading it? Another thing is there can be assessment evaluations that could be in these textbooks that you can look at, and these not textbook these method books, they can be really good resources to figure out where your students are and what they're doing. And then you also want to find different ways to like supplement the students or different things that they can. So the method book isn't going to teach everything. So then you do still want things to, for them to be able to, I guess, like look at otherwise when they're learning different topics instead of just having the one topic they learn or just looking at one thing. Towards the end of this chapter, it goes over what are the different things required or not required, but what would be in a, for example, a grade 3 or a grade 2 piece. One of the things you want to look at is the time signatures. They can do like a 3/4, 4/4, 6/8, a lot of things like that. Another is the keys. You're also adding some minor keys here: B minor, C minor, A minor, D minor. You're also adding the key of B flat. As you progress through the higher levels, you're gonna get a wider range of keys and time signatures, and you can even use these things as a factor of what level your student's on, or what, say that you're getting a piece and there's no real grade on it. You can also use these things to determine if your students can play these or if they should play these. I know this video is running a bit late, so have a good day.